Hello everyone. Today topic is about PRTG Monitor. PRTG Monitor is nothing but like a monitoring tool which is going to monitor your complete infrastructure. It includes like network devices, servers. So in today's topic, we're going to discuss about like what is the requirement to install the PRTG application in your server and how to install it and how to configure it and how to migrate it. Like if you want to migrate from your old server to a new server, so what is the process and steps involved? So we have a trial version downloaded from a PRTG website. So basically, PRTG website is having a trial version for 30 days, which is going to give you all the facilities or like features which is having in real. Like it is not going to have any limitations. So, but it is a trial version for 30 days. So after that, you can't able to use it. But in this 30 days, you can able to use all sort of parameters or features, whatever it has been inbuilt without any limitations. So in basic, if you're going to get if you're going to get a license from PRTG, it is based on sensors like 5,000, 10,000, 50,000. But in trial version, it's like unlimited. You can use it like in your network completely. So PRTG is a better monitoring tool in the current market, and it is used most commonly in all the big companies where they want to monitor more parameters. For example, the servers will be having some parameters to be monitored, and for network it will be like a different one. So yeah, PRTG has been there for long, so they have a lot of features inbuilt in it, and they're pretty good in it. So basically, they are better monitoring tool. We have some other monitoring tool in the network, like a SolarWinds or something, but PRTG has been there for long, and they pretty do the job good. So today video we are just going to discuss about the PRTG monitor, like our requirement, installation, configuration, migration, and how to install the trial version, like how to download the trial version from the internet. And they have a pretty good knowledge-based documentation, which I'm going to show it. Most probably, like if you have any issues, you can check the knowledge-based documentation and fix it on your own. You don't even need to talk with some support agent to get it fixed. So let's go and start. So this is the website, PRTG. Faisal is the one, and if you go there and you can able to see the downloads. Okay, so it tells like unlimited version of PRTG for 30 days. After 30 days, PRTG was a free version. Okay, so free download. So this is my license key for my trial version, and they're giving license for the trial version. Good, right? I'm just saving it for a copy so that we know like what it is. Okay, so I'm just saying you can able to see it's a 278 MB file and it is getting like downloaded to my system. So let me wait till it get downloaded. Okay, before getting installed, like let's go for system requirement. Okay, this is a recommended setup for most PRTG users. Okay, so as I told initially, like the license is based on the sensors. Okay, so this is like 1,000 sensors, and this is like 2,500, and this is 5,000, and this is 10,000. So if you're going to pick one on this sensors, like mostly like every company would fit with 5,000 sensors. So I would prefer to go with PRTG 5000 if your company does it. But if you want to have a very small company, like just go with 1,000 sensors device. So I prefer to go with 5000. So you need a 5 CPU core and 8 GB RAM and 1 TB hard disk. And the user account is like you can create it like less than 20 or something. It should be good. And remote probe, yeah, you can. Like, they have something like a probe which has been installed in the core server. They have a object it, but if you want to install a remote probe, yeah, you can do it. So how it works is like, for example, you are based on US location, okay, and you have your PRTG server or located in US location. And if you want to pull a device which is in Singapore or like India or like China, like the PRTG is going to do the job from US to China, US to India. Yeah. So you can see the latency would be like high and the data is going to be traveling in the MPLS link. So for that, like what you can do is like you can install a remote probe in Singapore or China, wherever you want, and they can able to monitor their own devices in their network. So probably what you're going to do is like you can able to see the real latency. You don't want to see the latency from the your US to China, which is going to be like 300 milliseconds or something, which is going to be scary always. The installation file is ready. So it is like a simple installation. You just need to double click on it and follow the instruction. You can able to do it easily. So I'm just going to install the file now. So select the language which you want to install. It is like English for me. So you accept the agreement, proceed further. So this is just trying to initialize the licensing, and this is part of the installation file, and you want to enter the email address. So now it is trying to contact the license server to get it activated. It's a trial version, but still it's do the process to get it completed and authenticate with the PRTG. So this like installation is going to take like around like 5 to 10 minutes. It's pretty simple and straightforward installation. It's like how you install a normal games or something in your laptop or computer. So just wait till it get finished. So I want to show you something when the installation is going on. Just go to services. Okay, so these are the list of services which is active in my system and some are like not active. But these are the like complete list of services running in my system. So if you go down, select the PRTG or something. I'm just trying to show you like the parental control, payment, or these are the things are there. I didn't see anything like a PRTG, but once you complete the installation, you are going to see two services here, which is going to be PRTG Core and Pro, which is going to be like acting like a services. So if you want to run the application in a server, that needs to be installed and that needs to be turned on. So let's see how it goes. So yep, here you see the probe services and server services which we talk now. It's going to be installed in the system and it's going to be like turned on. Okay, so once the installation has been completed, you can able to see a screen here. So 127.0.0.1 is the local storage system. I'm installing this is in my laptop. So what it does is like it's try to initialize this license and it was okay and it was like starting the PRTG core services and like there are like multiple steps in it. So once it has been completed, you will be prompted with the login screen. And this PRTG network monitor has been installed in my laptop. So it has a laptop name here and this is a login name and password. Okay, so in default it is going to be PRTG admin, PRTG admin. So I just need to click on login. So yep, this is how you get installed the PRTG network monitor. So it tells like congratulations, the PRTG is about to scan your network. So if you don't want to scan your network, you can disable the auto discovery and that you need to do it from the command prompt. You can't do it from the GUI GUI when you're going to be the prompt. It doesn't show you an option to do that. But if you're going to do it from the command prompt, you can just put something like slash auto discovery is equal to 1 or something, which tells like don't do an auto discovery. So basically that option is selected when you want something like a standard customized naming, because like if the PRTG is going to do its own auto discovery, it's going to put the like not a standard form, but for example, like you will be having a way like you need to group something like this. For example, if you have a sales location, you need to put all the sales location into a single folder or something. But if PRTG is going to do that, nope, it doesn't know anything about sales location or a plant location or a warehouse location. So what it does is like just scan the network, and if you find something there, you can put it there, like in a group folder. But you can still do the movement, but that is going to be an additional work. So I would prefer to do it by disabling the auto scan, auto discovery, and then do like add manually. That will be the pretty easy job for if you want to make it like a standard, well or documented or something like that. So this is for just for like to show how we are going to install it. So I didn't try that way. And that auto discovery option will be very helpful if you're going to migrate the server from the old server to the new server. So I will show you like at the end of the session like how to do the auto discovery disabled installation. Okay. So now if you see here is like the PRTG is still scanning my network, and I can able to see these probe devices. This is nothing but like the Pro device is nothing but my laptop where it has been installed. And if you want to click on it, it is going to show the real thing. Okay, so it is like display. So it has some error message. You want to fix it. The core health is good. The probe health is good. System health is good. And this is my wireless adapter. So it does an auto scan and try to figure out the things, and you can able to see like what is a 2 days, but probably you can't see it because like I've just installed the application, right? So you need to work on it. You need to see how it is. So we have like 30 days, 365 days where you can able to see the health, probe, everything. It's just a pretty easy monitoring tool where you can able to make the things, and you can go to the settings if you want to make something, if you want to pass it, or like if you want to change the device icon, whatever it is, like, yeah. So this is a probe one, right? So basically this one is going to show you like what it is like. You can check the auto discovery level here. Discovery, you can't disable it from here, but once you put this into auto discovery, so once the initial auto discovery has been completed, after that no more auto discovery has been enabled in the system. But initial auto discovery, that is done in default, and if you want to disable it, only option is left over is like you want to do the command prompt installation. So once installation is complete, you can able to see like you have a set a secure password. You need to set a secure password, right? Because like it's PRTG admin is the default password. So it's a normal valid warning or notification, and it tells like you need to switch to SSL encryption, like which means like HTTPS, and unable to send email notifications. So these are the basic default, like whenever you do the installation, you're going to see these sort of errors and warnings, which you want to figure it out and you need to fix it. Okay, so what I do is like initially, like once this has been done, so these are the things which has been in my network. I really don't have, it's my home network. So what it does is like it tries to scan it my home network, DNS 75 just to ensure like I have a good internet connection. So that will help you to see like how, if for example now the internet link is good, and if I can see like reaching that destination with a 5 milliseconds, it is not possible, so it should be like 40 milliseconds. And if there is a bad like a high bandwidth utilization and it choked my internet link, and that time it will be like the latest will be increasing it. So this is basically just to analyze your network, and it just tells like I have a window device if you want, and I have some VMware installed in my laptop, so it scanned all the VMware hosts in it, and it gave the name. uh, why I would not prefer to do an auto discover is this is the reason, because it just give a random name what it has, right? But if in my own, if I'm going to do like I add manually, I can able to edit it. Still, you can edit it here, but it is going to be like a double work, so which I don't want to prefer to do it. So these are the things which is in my laptop, and it's trying to do it, and it's trying to add it manually, and it's still doing it. If you see something here, right? I can able to see it's done, I think. Okay, see here. If you see here, you can able to see like it still try to run the auto discovery. So, and this is something like a automated like a chat on something, and he can able to show you like what are the process and steps, like everything. It's like pretty simple. Okay, what I do is like once I install it, I will just go to PRTG administration tool, which is going to help us to configure more easily. Okay, so PRTG has a web server and a core server. Okay, the web server is just for the GUI where you want to configure it. Okay, what I do is like I don't want all the IPs to use it, like all IPs. I don't want it because like VMware, it's not going to be in use. Okay, so I'm just going to disable everything. I have a lot of VM adapters. So yep, I just disable everything. I don't want that to be enabled. And yep, 127.0.0.1 is a local one. It should be fine. And this is my laptop IP, so that should be fine. Okay, so I'm just going to enable the web services from 2, which that means like from anywhere in my network, if I'm trying to access 192.168.0.10, which is this IP, I can able to log into the PRTG GUI and I can able to do the configuration. Just a management IP or something like that. Okay, yeah, so it's an English I need. Okay, there was some issue with my system. So we're discussing about the language. So I just selected the English, which is the one which I need. And the second one is the PRTG Core server. Okay, so here like I would enable to accept the connection from remote probe on selected IPs only. So if your remote probe want to contact with me, right, like it needs to be contact only with this IP address. I don't want to be contact with other IP address. And the local storage of the data file and monitoring database is that this is the default one. So C program data Bezler PRTG network monitor. And if you want to change it, like you can do it. Like always, you can able to go for a other non-standard one if you want to, because like in terms like if you want to take a backup, then it will be easy for you to move from the E drive to the other server E drive. So it's basically like how you want to do it. I would prefer to stay with the default folder, because like that is going to stick with your registry key and everything. And if you want to mess with it, then it will be like you need to be ensuring like everything has been fixed in all the positions so that you are not breaking anything. So the next one is a cluster. We are just going to run it in the standalone because it's just a monitoring tool. You don't need to be like a cluster or something. And if you work like organization or something like want to be running in a two cluster things, yep, you can do it. And PITG has the option for it. And then the administration, this is the email ID address which is getting registered, and this is the default password, and you can change it to anything. So I can able to change the password here if you want, and this is just for a trial version, so I am not going to change it. But this is the where like you can change the administration password and logs and info, and this is the where the open the log file. If you see, you know, like this is the file which you given in the core server, so that has a log folders and which is going to be updating all the logs. Okay, so and from here you can send the logs to the Fizzler and you can open the support ticket if all your firewall ports are open. Okay, and next one is like probe settings for the core connection. Okay, so you can able to name the probe here, and if you see here it is like local probe, so here it is local probe. I would give you a name. It may be like IT company or something. So this is basically for classifying it. Okay, this probe is going to be in US, so I'm just going to put like IT company US. And if your remote probe is going to be in Singapore, you can mention as IT company iPhone like Singapore, so that you can differentiate like, okay, under this probe, I'm having this number of sensors and this number of locations or whatever it is. In the similar way, you can able to check it out like, okay, Singapore location has this probe, and this probe has like around like 10 devices in this location with around like 50 sensors. So that is the one. And again, here is a path you can able to mention. This is a data directory. Data directory is nothing but like all the database information or anything, whatever it is, right? It is going to be stored in this data. And you can have both in a separate field, you can put the first one like the PRTG core servers, right? Like this one, the data files and monitoring database. And this database file you can able to put it in the F drive, and this one you can put it in the C drive or you can put it in the E drive, whatever you want. So I'm just going to leave both in a same thing, and this is a data directory, which means like it is going to install the PRTG files here and everything. And the core server, this is going to be the database files and data files, which means like all your device monitoring information will be stored here. Okay, so this one we already discussed it. And probe settings for monitoring. Yep, you can put like a output IP for the monitoring request. I just prefer to stick with an IP. Okay, I don't want to be an auto like sending a random permissions. Because like if you have a firewall, you want to enable an access in the firewall, and then you need to stick with an IP so that it will be easy for you to enable the like access list or IP like a rule in the firewall. And IP version 6 I don't have in my network, so I'm just good with that. And here is a way, like if you want to stop the services or start the services, this is the way. As I told you, like before installing, I told you, right, like we didn't see anything here, okay, like a PRTG monitoring services. So what I'm going to do is like I'm just going to refresh it, okay. So after refreshing it, I'm just going to see, yep, here see, I can able to see PRTG core services and probe services. And if you're going to stop the services, you'll be seeing here is like you will not be seeing the running parameter here. So this is the basic of the Windows system services. So you can able to schedule the restart of the PRTG services for a good health, and just schedule it like after hours, like a Sunday afternoon or Sunday night or something. So it will restart and health condition will be good. Just it's like a recommended one to do it. Okay. But PRTG is recommending to restart the system, and you can do it. It's a monitoring tool and it's not going to impact the production. So probably like on the weekend after hours, no one will be in office working on the PRTG. That time you can do it, and it's not going to take more than 10 to 15 minutes. So you should be good to take the hit. So these are the administration tool. So whatever you do is like it's going to be reflected in this scene. Okay. So this is one. So I can show you one thing. HTTP colon 192.168.0 dot. Okay. Okay. Sorry. It's not. Okay. Look at this. So this is the 127.0.0.1, and this is something 192.0.10. So this 127 is a local host which is only for this laptop or a server. Okay, so if you want to access it from any other location, this IP is going to work. That's what we configured this in the administrative tool where you can able to see that. Okay, and this is still with the basic default username password. I'm just going to click on it and you're going to see it. Okay, and you can click on the change default password, and login name is PRTG admin, and you can click on the specify. You can want to put the old password, which is going to be this. Just copy it and paste it. The new password, I'm just going to put like a random one. Okay, go down and primary group there like PRTG administrator. You can close this one so you can see everything. So basically this is like settings and the user account. Okay, so this is the member group name, like what it is, like it's administrator account, right? So it is PRTG administrator. So you can select the time and you can select what you want to receive the email or something. I would prefer to close this so that you can see more things. And PRTG always has the save icon in the top, the right corner. So you want to just click on save, which is going to save the password. Okay, so you have one, and if you want to add a new user, okay, here is it. Click on the add user. Okay, I'm just going to create a new user. The user name is like IP manager. That's a login name, and this is a display name. Okay. So email address, I need to give him an email address. Okay, this field is required because like if he's an organization, he will be having it. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give my own this as the email address, and the password is another default password. So you can select background type. It might be a read write user or read only user. So I prefer to give a read write user. Okay, and primary group, I have three things. I can put them in a user group. Okay, he doesn't have a need to have an administrator to complete access. So status you can select. If a person leaves the company or organization, you just put him an inactive for some time so that he doesn't have an access. So yep, if you want to put it in a member group, you can do it. You don't have a member as of now user group, so if you want, you can create it. So rest of them stays it. Okay, create it. So here is administrator account, and this is IT manager. Is a PITG. Okay, the type. Both is going to have the same email address. So it's a user group. Yep, yep, yep. So you can get like multiple user and you can create a group also. You can put a group here and you can be able to map the members. Okay, the current user group name is like user group. Okay, and you can rename it and these people will be there into that group and you can have multiple user group in it. Okay, so I don't want to change anything here, so I'm just going back. Okay, so this is a system administrator, like the setup file. If you click on this user interface, this is the one which you saw right now. Okay, so the site name is PRTG Network Monitor, and this is the DNS name which I used to prefer to give it. Like you can change it like whatever you want. And this is the PRTG site name. Okay, uh, map road is roadmap is fine, and this is going to be it. Currently active IP address one. Okay, so it tells like you are active in this number of IPs. So probably like what I'll do is that I just click on one thing and fix to it. Before that, this one can be done. It's a glitch. I'm not sure like what happened. I have some issue with my laptop today. Okay. Going forward, I like to prefer the HTTPS connection, and this is the recommended one. So let it be there. These are the IPs like in my system. I can able to, as I showed you, like I can able to change the administrator tool and it's going to reflect here. So I'm just going to save this. To apply the new settings, the PRTG Core service will now be restarted. Okay, so if I tell the validation of the data you wanted has failed, this the server port 443 is not able to please stop or reconfigure application that is offering this port or different. Okay, so there is an error issue which stops me in using the HTTPS servers, which tells like I already have that services running on it. Not sure like what exactly it is stopping me to do that. Let me check on it. Administration tool. I think like I didn't save it, right? Yeah. I have the option here, but I didn't save it. Let me click on these things which we did earlier. I'm probably I would have forgot to save it. Okay. Okay, accept the connection only from this IP cluster. Okay. 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 And if you see here the PRTG right now, you can see it is like turning out off and closing it. Probably you need to refresh it, otherwise you're not going to see that one. So in the meantime, let us discuss about like we saw the requirements, we saw like how to install it, and we are just discussing about how to configure it. And the last step is like migrations. So migration is pretty simple. We are going to do the same requirement installation and configuration. But the configuration is like what we do is like we just move the copy of old data from the old server to the new server. So you just need to match the one with here. The administration tool has right the PRTG Core server. Right? You just need to match the file, folder, and share path everything. Just copy it from the old server to the new server, and ensure like you're going to disable the auto discovery. So that is nothing but like no auto discovery. They have a pretty good documentation in it. You can see like it has been failed because like we turned off the services, right? That's why. PRTG auto. Yep, they have a pretty good documentation. I tried it, but I didn't save it. Yep, this is the one. So no auto discovery is equal to one. So what you need to do is like pretty simple, straightforward. You just need to go to the command prompt and go to the like go to the share path like where the executable file is like. So put the executive file space slash no initial auto discovery is equal to one. Then click enter. Then it is going to pop up the exe file, and but now it has been disabled with no initial auto discovery. So then you will go for it. So they have a pretty good documentation on it, and if you want to see how it really works, you can just go it and you can do one by one. So that is going to auto discover it. Okay, so this is what we do it is equal to Okay, so you can check on it. Let me see. Okay, probably it is back now. So PRTG admin and the password is boom. Okay, okay. So here is the thing. So now if you see, right, this has been secured HTTPS. Okay, and if you see here, only two things have been enabled. Okay, so pretty good user interface and monitoring. You can tell like what is available interface like in terms of 30 seconds, 1 minute, and 1 minute. Sorry, 1 minute and 5 minutes and 10 minutes. So things which can just go for it and you can run auto discovery at this time. But like we don't need to do an auto discovery. It has been auto discovery is out like we have disabled it. And notification delivery, okay, this is the one like it sends an email, so you can test some settings and you can give and you can test it if it is working or not. So it is just for sending the emails and ensure like you're receiving it. And core and probe, okay. So here I don't need a proxy server because my laptop has a direct internet connection, so I put like no use a direct connection to the internet. But if you have a proxy server, you can click on it and you can give the proxy server information and you can select the proxy credentials. The probe connection IP is the same thing which we discussed it, and this is the access key. Okay, just make note of this access key. When you're going to install something like a remote probe, this access key is needed. So if you want to active directory integration domain name, you can enter here. So user account, we already discussed about it. User group, we already discussed about it. And administration tool, here is a configuration snapshot. Okay, if you click on the card and it is going to take the configuration snapshot for the current thing. Okay, this is just for basically like to ensure like, hey, we have a snapshot ready. If something happens, we can revert it back. Okay, so this will be saved default directory and you can able to verify that. Okay, and we just complete the system administrator and PRTG status. This is the system status. So it is going to tell you the server CPU load and username, and it's going to be that this is a version for it. Okay, and this is a license, and it tells like you are going to expire the license in next 29 days. So now you see it's unlimited. But if you're going to get the license, you'll be like a 5,000 or like 1,000, whatever you want. It depends upon the company requirement. So these are the basic stuffs you can go for it. And this is the PRTG status. I'm just going back and licensing status. So you can change the license key. So once if you talk with the PRTG rep and get a new license, if you want to change it, you can click on it and change it. In some places you can deactivate the license because like with a single license key you can able to have only one PRTG server. Okay, if you want to migrate it, you want to deactivate it here and then you can use that same license key in the new server and you can build with it. Okay, and when you're going to deactivate it, this is going to revert it back to your trial version for next 30 days. So that means like you can have 30 days for do the and complete the migrations. Okay, and this is auto update. So just click on it. It is going to show you like what is the latest one. But now we just downloaded from the internet, right? So it is with the latest version. So but whenever you like have a new version released, you can able to see here and you can just click like install, then it will be like installed, yeah, automatically. So before that there is a basic things like you want to do it. Okay, so what is something is like taking a snapshot of the VM server. If you install in some servers or VMware, and take a snapshot for it, take the configuration backup which I showed you initially, and just try to install the stuff and do it, go for it. Okay, so here it is, nothing is going to be there. Yep. So what else I want to discuss about it now? So this one is going to take some time. And oh, there's an update downloaded in progress. So it shows like 270 MB. I thought like I have the latest version, but I didn't know. Let me see what is the version. Okay, so probably this is the latest version. I'm not sure like what it is trying to download. So let's wait for that to get completed so that we know like what it is. I need to fix this. Okay, so latest downloaded version, no. So it's trying to just try to download the same version and see it's like, okay, it's the latest version. Yeah, it's the latest version. So you can see the logs here, what happens, and this is the settings for that. Okay, so we have account settings here, optional downloads. Okay, this optional download is like where you can able to remote probe, right? You can download the remote probe, install it directly from here. Okay, click on it. It's going to show you the remote probe. Okay, so copy this file, go to the server which is hosted in Singapore and try to install it. Okay, and it will ask the access key, and you can use the access key which you saw in the initial setup page, right? You can use that access key. Add the remote probe here. So add the remote probe here once you install it in the server and do the same configuration. Add it, and you'll be having two remote probe. So for example, here, right? If you see here, I need to go to all. Okay, so if you see here, all the things are in local probe. Okay, and we try to give a name. I think like we didn't save it. Okay, so this is a local probe, and the remote probe will be like an additional one under this, and it will be having all the services, and you can able to move the servers from that to this, because like if you want to do something like that, just click on it. I need to move this VMware host. Click on it, and you can select. It is like, yep, move here, move to other group. Okay, now I don't have another group, but if you add another group, you can click on it and it's going to move that to the different group. So you're happy to move it like without losing any data. You can just move from one group to another group, and that's pretty simple. Okay, these are the steps which I want to show you here. I have talked about the option download. Desktop app is nothing but like you can just install it in your desktop and try to manage it without logging to the server. So it's like the same thing. I would prefer you to do it from the server because it is going to have more memory, and you don't want to put your laptop or desktop into a problem of memory utilization. Okay, so these are the things like it's pretty simple and you can go for it. And we already discussed about auto update. It's just simple, but you need to. They have a pretty good documentation, KB article where you can see like what are the steps you need to do it, and you can follow it. So I just tried to give you a basic overview how the PRTG network monitor works, and so I believe like I showed you that. And so this is the home page. I forgot to show you the home page. Okay, so here you can see like how many trial days left. If you're going to get the license, and the license like it will show you like how many days left in the license, and the sensor available. I have now unlimited, which is like 10,000 they gave me. So yeah, and you can create a map in it. Yeah, there are a lot of stuffs in it. You can just play with it with the trial version, try to see how it is. So this is the PRTG roadmap and like what they are trying to do and what is the plan and what they are looking on it. They are pretty good and they are doing much more when compared to other monitoring tool. So they have Office 365 health sensors like working on. So it's going to be on soon. So keep finger crossed on it. What else I want to? Okay, this is the hierarchy. Okay, so now we are trying to install this one, right? So we have 20.2.58. That's the latest one. So what is the one which we are running on it? So 20.2.58. Yeah, we are running on the latest version. So yep, they have running from a very long run back. Yep. So basically, this is like 2018, and this is 2019, and this is 2020. So they initially it is not like that, but by after 2012, they started going with the years. So if it is in 2012, it is going to be 12, and then it is like it will like Q4, Q1, Q2. So based on the quarter. So if you see, this is like I can tell that like okay, hey, this is released on 2017 and Q4. Okay, and Q4 they released two one 35 and 36. In Q3 they released only one, and Q2 they released around like two. So basically, it's like very easy for you to identify like in which year, in which quarter it has been released. Okay, so this is going to be easy one, and I'm just going to show you like few more things here. What I want to show you like okay, this is because like we switched over it, right? So it has been like different one. Um, which I'm going to show you. Ignore it, please, because like this is an auto discovery and it just randomly discovered everything. But if it is something like that, you can able to add a ticket by going to the reports. You can create a report here and you can tell like where to send the emails and it will send an email. So, and you can build your own map. Sample dashboard is the one which already they created. So it is going to show you like how it is. So now mine is like connected to internet. Okay, this is network infrastructure, which means like my complete things. And I have a Linux 2 things and virtual system 33 and servers. So if you're going to build in your in your company network, you are going to see a lot, and this will be very easy useful for you to like see how it does. Okay, I tried to cover everything, and okay, the software update is not available, right? When you try to see, it tells you like, it is not available. And auto discovery finished. Okay, it tells like what time it has finished. 13 minutes, 30 seconds before it has been finished. And welcome to PRTG, which means 36. So, which means like 20 minutes my auto discovery has been running in my system to see like if there is any new systems are available on it. Okay, hope hope I thought like I gave you some basic knowledge and understanding about how PRTG network works and like monitoring tool works and how to install it and how to migrate it. And if you have any questions, please let me know. Thank you.